What I go on, peeps, what I go on. It's Valerie's Naturals, or aka Margate Girl In. And I've come to you today because you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about immigration, and in particular the Windrush generation and all the controversy that's going on at the moment. It's Christmas night, and you know what that means.
Do it for the love, we not do it for the likes. Make them know success don't come overnight. No make them know a substance over hype. Do it for the love, we not do it for the likes. Enough of them love lights, that's alright. Sit down on the post.
So, before I go any further, why are you not subscribed? Why are you watching this and you're not subscribed? Hit the subscribe button right now and make sure you hit that alarm bell so you can keep up with me, because I'm going to be doing all sorts of nonsense. Particularly travelling, but talking about topics that are of interest to me personally, and I can give my opinion on it. I'd love to know what you think about the Windrush generation and what is going on. Now, what brought it to my attention is what happened in the 16th of April, and I know I'm talking about this a month later, but it's still an ongoing issue. And it was an MP, a black MP, that stood up in Houses of Parliament and gave this speech about what was happening about the Windrush generation. And if I can find the clip, I'm going to find the clip and I'm going to insert it for you right here so you can actually see it, or I'm going to insert the clip, okay? It was something that was sent to me via my WhatsApp, and I'm going to insert it so you can see it. And I'd love to know your opinion about what you think about the whole situation. My mum, who's Jamaican Caribbean, is actually part of the Windrush generation. And she came to this country in 1962 to Leeds, and that's where I was born, in Leeds. What, about 22 months later, I guess. She came 62, I was born 60. So as you know, I'm in my 50s now. But, yeah, she came here, she was a seamstress. She said that they had to rent a room, and more controversy here. And I don't know if Mummy will want me to talk about this, but she actually told me that my dad had to sneak her into the room at night because he was meant to be in there as a single man. But he used to sneak her in there every night until, you know, things didn't work out, and, you know, they went their separate ways and blurdy-blur. So that's another story. But yeah, she was a seamstress. She worked in a factory. She said at the time when she came here at 62 that she was only like £5 a week, which in them days I guess was a lot of money. But then, you know, it was still hard. It was hard. And when it came to accommodation, it was no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. And for some reason, the Irish were treated worse than blacks. And I don't understand why. Someone please fill me in. Fill me in as to why that was the case. That they're saying no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. It's ridiculous. But yeah, but what makes the controversy so bad is that the government have admitted to getting rid of a lot of these people's papers. They've admitted to actually withholding healthcare, which is free in this country if you pay taxes. These people work their fingers to the bone, you know, work their fingers to the bone for this country. Because, like, at the time, their mother country, the country said, come and help your mother country, because we was, you know, we was under the UK jurisdiction at the time. Caribbean countries, most Caribbean countries were under the jurisdiction of the UK, from what I understand, especially Jamaica. Jamaica was under UK jurisdiction. So basically, it said, come and help your mother country. Jamaicans thought money grow upon tree over here. They thought that money, gold, the streets were paved with gold, and that they was going to be rich when they got here, and they could send for their families and all sorts of nonsense. They got here. It was freezing. It was cold. Living conditions were diabolical. They were treated worse than dogs. Like I said, no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. They had to, in them days, and I wish that we did these things now. It's not so common these days, but they did a thing called pardoner. To get themselves out of that situation, they did a thing called what they call pardoner, and everybody would put money a pot, and every week. So you had 20 people putting in, for example, £10. 20 people would put into, let's, you know, let's how much that is. One person would get that pot, and every week everybody did the same. So you were saving to actually do the bigger things in life. And these people at that time, because they had no other way of doing it, would go away and do these partners and buy their own houses and then rent it out to their people. Or whatever, put their families in. If they'd be families, they'd put their families in there. And that's how a lot of the older generation bought their houses. In them days, you know, 1962 to 1964, a house would cost £5,000. That was a huge amount of money to them at the time. But they worked for British Rail, which was nationalised at the time. They worked for British Gas, which was nationalised at the time. I had an uncle that I really don't like, and I shouldn't say that, who used to work for British Gas. He worked for most of their life. And, you know, at that time, all these companies were nationalised. So they were paid quite well. You know, my stepdad was a foreman in the railway, and then he was a foreman of building site. And he actually was a foreman on a building in Brixton, funny enough, which is on Summerleyton Road. And controversially, I don't know if anybody knows this, but he told me before he died that that building was actually built the wrong way round. And he was a foreman. The architect built the building the wrong way round. So if you go across, there's a Brixton Market on Summerleyton Road, which is across the road. There's the huge amounts of flats on Summerleyton Road. And controversially, the building, what you see was really meant to be the back of the building. It should have been the other way round, where you have all the balconies facing out onto the main road. So yeah, he was one of those people that were you know, our people were instrumental. They worked hard because they knew back in Jamaica the work wasn't there. It still isn't there today for those lazy bums that don't want it. There is ways of making money out in Jamaica. That's another subject, and we won't go there now. But there's some lazy people out there that think that you know. But I won't go there now. You know, I spent a lot of time out in Jamaica, and I see some madness that go on that doesn't have to go on if they would just help each other. Do you know what I mean? If they would just help. But anyway, I'm digressing. The whole point to this is, what do you think about this immigration issue? What do you think should happen? Do you think we should be all carted off? I mean, there's people, for example, who came over here with their parents, like 1 and 2 year old, who are part of the Windrush generation, don't know any better, never been to Jamaica, never been to the West Indies, never, but they're being picked up and taken to another country that they know nothing about because they were born in Britain, but they're told to go back to Jamaica because their papers are not right, even though they were part of the Windrush nation. What do you make of that? It's madness, isn't it? What do you do? Anyway, comment below and thumbs up and let me know what you think about the actual immigration issue. And if you like this little story time and what I've been telling you, and, you know, talking about this quite controversial topic, then let me know. We could talk about some other issues. Let me know what you want me to talk about too. I've also got Instagram, so it's Valerie's Naturals Instagram. Hit me up and let me know what you want to talk about. I've got Twitter also, Valerie's Natural Twitter. And yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know about the immigration issue, and let me know what you want me to talk about next. I'd be so pleased to hear from you. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So my gone peeps. Check you later. Bye.
I know everybody I go like we, still we irie. Come in no love likes, in a dancehall style. I know everybody